guys, it's Kales, and I'm coming at you with the Anything But Books tag. So I learned something about myself while I was trying to answer the questions in this tag, was that I do a lot of reading and a lot of things with books. And if it's not books, it's theater. But a lot of these questions were like, what your viewers don't know about you, and I'm like, well, crap. Anyway, so I did kind of dig a little deep for this, so it'll be interesting to see what we get. This tag was created by Reader Rot. Nobody tagged me, but I wanted to do it, so I'm doing it. So yeah, here are the questions to the Anything But Books tag. Question number 1. Name a cartoon that you love. This was weird for me because I don't watch cartoons now, and I know that there are answers like Bob's Burgers and Family Guy and American Dad and the one with the horse. I don't watch those, so I'm gonna go with something from my childhood, which was like, I loved to watch all those Disney extension cartoons, like when they did the Timon and Pumbaa one, or the Hercules Zero to Hero one when he was in school, or Aladdin's like adventures before he became a prince, and Little Mermaid adventures before she became a human, and I really liked those as a kid. I thought those were really fun and really cool, and anytime I still think about the Timon and Pumbaa episode where they sing the "When the Night Has Gone." With the frogs? Anybody? No? Maybe? Help a girl out. Number 2, what is your favorite song right now? This was easy because I can't stop listening to this song. It's Me in the Sky from the new musical Come From Away, which this was fascinating to me. Like, this untold story of history, I just was like, what? I didn't know this existed. So apparently after September 11th, American airspace was closed for the first time in history, which I did know that much. But I didn't think about where did all those planes and those people end up. And apparently like this little town, I think in like Iceland, and they like just took them all in while they had no real knowledge of what was going on back at home. And this town just like took them in. Gander, it was called. Shocking about the human condition and amazingness and people, and I love it. Come From Away. I really want to see this show. Question number 3, what could you do for hours that isn't reading? I like to knit. It's a thing that I learned in middle school. I actually took a knitting class, believe it or not. I went to a really unconventional middle school, but I took this knitting class, and actually when I was 14, I got into a really terrible car accident, and I had a very severe concussion. I could not read, I could not watch TV, I could barely talk, everything just hurt my head, and the only thing that got me through that recovery process was knitting because it required no brain power, it's just muscle memory. And I actually made a blanket for my cousin. I have since made things like a scarf for my boyfriend, which he claims to love. God bless him. And a blanket for his nieces and hats for friends, and so I like to knit. Question number 4, what is something that you love to do that your followers would be surprised by? I don't know if you guys would be so much surprised by this one, but one of the things that I love to do is just like sing musicals in front of my mirror, or in the shower, or in the car. I'm a really terrible singer because I have a problem with my hearing. I can't quite hear myself. When I talk, I can't quite hear pitches and things. It's probably also why I like shout at the camera when I'm making videos, so always note to turn me down a little bit, but that's okay. I can't hear myself per se, but I love the feeling music has invoked in me. That quote that's like, I've never understood a note of music, but I've felt it, is my entire existence. And I love to sing in my mirror and do like the whole hand raising thing like I'm on Broadway, and it makes me feel happy. I do it a lot when I'm just by myself and I'm feeling down, and I just try and belt out the notes, and I suck at it. So God bless anyone who actually listens to me when I like sing in the car and stuff, because I'm really bad at it, but I don't care. It makes me feel great. So I love to do it. And I know all the words to like all the I Want songs and all the musicals ever, because they're my favorite. Number 5, what is an unnecessarily specific thing you like to learn about? I like to learn about people's favorite words. I think you guys do know this, that I ask every author that I visit their favorite word when I go to their signings, and I like to ask it of people too. I took it from the question from Bernard Pivot, who James Lipton adapted it on Inside the Actors Studio, and asking actors what's their favorite word. And so I ask people a lot, and I keep a log of them, and I find them very fascinating to me. I think it tells a interesting story about said person. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I find it fascinating. If anybody's curious, my favorite word is chrysanthemum. I love the way it sounds, and when I was a kid, I thought it was really impressive that I knew that word and that it was a flower from the book Chrysanthemum. I also love untold stories of history, but I think I've gone on about that before. Question number 6. What is something unusual that you know how to do? I know how to weld. I actually have a lot of really unusual skills because theater. I know how to make a lot of things. I know how to make fake alcohol look really real on stage. I have several methods to make fake wine and fake beer and fake whiskey, and it's fun. It's super cool. Lots of food coloring is involved, or Mios, or syrups, and that's fun. But I also know how to weld. I welded once when I was like 18, this entire thing for an internship that water had to go through when a glass case broke and something wicked this way comes. I have a lot of weird skills because of the theater. Like a lot. You learn quite a bit there. Question number 8. Name something that you've made in the last month or year or so. I make a lot of things. Like I said, I knit and stuff, but I also just yesterday made this awesome Rey costume for my Star Wars party at work, so that was a lot of fun. But I also like to make wands, so there are some samples of my wands that I like to make. I think that's fun. I also do it based on wand lore. I thought about opening an Etsy shop at some point, but I am doing too much already. Number 8, what is your most recent personal project? I'm learning to cook! I'm trying really hard to learn how to cook and to meal prep because my life is really busy. I am in shows a lot and I have my day job, which is 40 hours a week, and I'm trying to make videos and read and do all a bunch of things, and sometimes I forget to eat, admittedly, which is a really bad thing to forget to do. I'm also, trying to budget my money and my time and trying not to eat out a lot, and so I'm really teaching myself how to cook. I've had like 2 or 3 weeks of successful meal prep and successful foods. I like undercooked rice once and made my chicken really dry. I had to like coat it in ketchup, but I'm learning. Number 9, tell us something you think about often. I think about my shows a lot. Whenever I'm in a show, my brain is very much on that show, whether it's meanings in the show, things I have to do, lists that I often have a lot of dreams about shows I have to do. I get very invested in the shows that I'm working on. Number 10, give us something that's your favorite, not like your favorite food, but like your favorite food you like to eat while you're studying. I have a spot on my parents' couch, like Sheldon does. It is my spot. I like my spot, but what sucks is that my spot is very inconvenient for anyone else sitting around me, and that's purposeful. And it's the comfiest spot on that couch, and I love that spot, but when you're watching TV with your entire family, it's a little inconvenient because it's like right in between the cushions, and so instead of sitting on one cushion or the other, I sit like in between them, and it just makes the other cushions uncomfortable. So my siblings kind of hate that I love my spot, but it's my favorite spot. Lastly, say the first thing that pops into your head. I am really happy to be doing this video, and I feel really vulnerable at this moment, which is not my favorite feeling in the world, but yay, courage, and I am happy that I tried this and shared these things with you. So if you want, please do this tag. I suggest it because it's fun that we get to know each other outside of books. If you have any more questions, feel free. I will answer them to my best ability down in the comments below. And I'd love it if you guys would answer what is your favorite word, since that's my thing I like to learn about. Until next time, guys. Bye. For days! I actually made like a blanket for my cousin at the time. Not that she's not my cousin now.